stolen moments is all that we share. You need your family, and they need you there. Though I try to resist being last on your list, but no other man's gonna do. So I'm saving all my love for you. Oh. Woo. Y'all know. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family. Y'all know. I'm sorry. I just had to come back and really make sure I use thoughtful commentary to tell y'all just how damn disappointed again and all these celebrities who just decide, they letting you know further and further what they have been paid for all this time. It wasn't that they were so great and no better than any other artists out here, but what happens is you put the machine behind them. Okay, you put the machine behind them, and you got folks like Clive Davis, who just passed away. And while a lot of people all want to talk about all the things that he's done for black music, I find it really appalling because it's not many people out here talking about Clear Channel and how the music industry saw hip-hop as a powerful tool to come against white supremacy, and that had to be shut down at all costs, just like with COINTELPRO. And they, and one thing about music, remember, Satan was an angel of music. Remember that. And with that being said, what he did was he corrupt all the angels in heaven with the beautiful music. Okay? And remember that. Satan got power. So what happened, the music industry is not like it was when I was out here making records. When, we talking about 75, 76 and stuff. It began to change. So, and I don't mean that it wasn't thieves and all that, because that's always been part of the game. It's always been it. I'm talking about these details, like where you're on a concerted effort because you see black people being empowered different as before with the music again. And just like folk music and all that changed the thinking of people during the Vietnam era, they do not want to allow that to happen. Hip hop was telling you, fight the power. We got to fight the power that be. Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me. Okay, y'all remember that? Motherfucker was simple and plain. Fuck him and John Wayne, cause I'm black and I'm proud. See, and you infuse that music with y'all young people, as you seen they gotta stop this shit. So what they did, it was a concerted effort. I'm trying to tell y'all. Please believe me, please. And that's how we got here. So when you think about Clive Davis and where he fit in with that, Y'all was thinking about, yeah, these young black dudes getting a hold of the money now. And these young black, what they were doing was they was using y'all as transformers, these guys, to corrupt the music clear channel. We're gonna get guys like Eric Benet and you singing about love, and we don't want to hear that. Even though, you know, Will Smith even shows you that you could combine them, but then you start saying, oh, he was soft, he's foul, or whatever. But you had Dolores Tucker and even Dionne Warwick that was saying, hey y'all, this music thing is getting crazy. And they was telling the truth. And we got mad at them. Free speech was free speech. See, because Satan is so clever. Now, y'all cutting off your nose to spite your face, and you're not doing what's in your best interest. You're being hypnotized and dog walked by these music executives. So now they got you out here pushing death to your people. Okay? Talking about how you shoot them up and how you push keys and how you, move weight and all this kind of shit that we knew was happening. Okay? They did the same thing with Freddie's dead. That's what I said. But y'all really got bombarded because you got social media. Every time we make a transformative movement in a way that start opening up our conscious, that's what they do. Okay? That's why they took those Indians alcohol. General Elmhurst. These are war strategies these people use against us. And so, not only is it biological, and then, I'm sorry, I gotta say this last thing. When you put a needle on black vinyl, you giving off a different energy. I'm telling y'all, that's what's up. And that's why the people act different. Now you putting music on a laser disc. It's not real. It's a genetic mutant, just like them. And what happens is it puts you on a different frequency, just like the lights that we see outside our doors. I'm not going to go on too far with this because y'all want some more information when we talk like that. It's kind of my other channel. But what I'm trying to get y'all to see is people like Clive Davis. On a bigger scope, he loved promoting death to our people. But we thought he was so wonderful because he had the money. And that's all everybody now is just like, they don't care how they get it. Just as long as I get the bag. Clive Davis, he ruined a lot of lives. He did. And I'm going to say that he didn't make a lot of our people rich. But he made them poor in spirit as well. He killed something in black people. They said when Foxy Brown was like, I can sing, and let me show. They was like, don't come up in here with that shit. You a bitch and you a hoe. And you continue to do that kind of music, allegedly. That's what you do. Continue to do that. You're not going to be no sister soldier. Rod Digger. You're not getting ready to do this. See? And so this is where we at now. So I want y'all, and this is kind of exploratory, but this was what they had the story out about Clive Davis. Okay? And I want you to just bear with me, and we're going to do a reaction video to the industry, Clive Davis, his part in it. And let's deal with it. Okay, listen up, y'all.
Davis conspiracy theory. According to a radio host named Larry Gators, a secret meeting took place at Clive Davis's mansion in Beverly Hills in 1995. Gators claimed that rappers from all over the country attended the gathering. He also alleged that people connected to the CIA, the FBI, and executives from private prison companies were present in the same room. According to Gators, the message given to the artists was clear. He claimed they were encouraged to make more songs about conflict with police, use degrading language toward black women, and create music that was more aggressive, violent, and controversial. The reason, he alleged, was that private prison companies wanted more people entering the prison system. Many people questioned the story, which is understandable since it was an unproven claim from a radio host. However, interest in the allegation grew because an anonymous letter that appeared online in 2012 described a very similar situation. The writer claimed to have witnessed powerful business leaders urging record executives to push gangsta rap further, promote a carefully crafted lifestyle.
Now, when y'all wonder what happened to R&B and why you don't hear it on the radio, but it's infiltrated with this madness, my booty hole brown and all that kind of stuff, that was a concerted effort to get y'all sick. Okay? That's not talent that's doing that. And don't let nobody make you think that it is. So that's why they giving people like that a bag now. Because they see how they've destroyed pretty much our community. No more talk radio. No more people on the airwaves teaching you anything. Nobody even bringing music to you like a Public Enemy. Because they done killed all that. And got you chasing low life shit. Okay, the Sexy Reds and it's this real degenerative, and we gotta own that, because they knew that. I'm not saying we responsible, but it's like they put us in that position, but you gotta play the cards you dealt. For all my spade players out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. You gotta play your hand. Or be it with them. You have to play the cards you dealt. And when Dolores Tucker and Dionne Warwick was trying to warn the society, they was really like watch people at the tower. They was saying, hey, this music ain't making people fall in love. They calling us bitches and hoes. And now when I get off planes, people don't want to even carry my bags. They think black women like being called that. Like being... All this stuff, the executives got these black men who were plucked out the ghetto with no money. They showered them with that money. You better believe what I'm saying.
And influence young listeners in ways that could ultimately benefit the private prison industry. That letter circulated online for years without being proven true. For a long time, few people paid much attention to it. But eventually, the story began attracting renewed interest. Adding to the speculation, some reports claimed that Clive Davis and Whitney Houston had argued just 2 days before her death. It was also said that her daughter, Bobby Christina, may have witnessed part of that disagreement. Larry Gators took the allegations even further than the anonymous letter by directly naming Clive Davis as the person who hosted the supposed meeting. Davis's representatives quickly denied the claims. A spokesperson stated that the story was completely false and insisted that no such meeting had ever taken place. They also pointed to Davis's long public record of helping artists recover from addiction, career problems, and personal struggles. The denial was clear, direct, and intended to put the matter to rest. However, for many people, it did not end the discussion. Some continued to question the rumors, especially when looking at Davis's business success and influence within the music industry. Why do Clive Davis's old allegations continue to resurface, or is there something behind it? Let's find out. Controversial history behind Bad Boy Records. In the early 1990s, after Diddy left Uptown Records, Clive Davis reportedly gave him $15 million to start Bad Boy Records.
Now, besides them having somewhat of the same sexual lifestyle, why in the world would he get this black man who had been fired from Uptown because he didn't know what the hell he was doing, insubordination and all kinds of crazy stuff? Not saying that he couldn't make no jumping hits, but there was some things that he was doing that wasn't on the up and up, right? This is what they saying. Clive Davis stepped in and gave him this amount of money. Girl, I wish you'd go lay down. Excuse me, y'all.
At the time, that was an enormous amount of money, worth close to $40 million in today's money. Davis later explained that he believed hip-hop was about to become a worldwide force. Diddy, for his part, said he made a convincing case for why the investment would succeed. Still, many people have wondered why someone would invest so much money in a person who had never run a record label before, had not produced major hit records of his own, and was known for being difficult to work with. Investments of that size are usually made because someone believes they can see where the market is heading, already has a detailed plan, or has heard enough behind the scenes to feel confident about the future. The timing has led some people to connect the investment to the alleged secret meeting discussed in various rumors. Whatever the truth may be, the investment helped create one of the most successful labels in hip-hop history. Artists like Biggie Smalls and Craig Mack became stars, and Bad Boy Records played a major role in changing the sound of mainstream music in a very short time. Supporters of different theories often point out that such a powerful music empire did not simply appear overnight. Some people argue that the story goes back even further, to the 1980s. They point to Priority Records, a label whose founders had previously worked at K-Tel International, a company famous for selling television music compilations and novelty records. Critics of the music industry say it is surprising that a company connected to novelty projects later became associated with NWA, one of the most controversial groups in hip-hop history. Members of NWA later suggested that the tough image presented in their music was not always an accurate reflection of who they really were. They
said Dr. Dre wore them shiny suits, and Ice Cube was a very intelligent brother. He wasn't no gang member or nothing like that. All these guys, the only one probably had some street credibility was Eazy-E. But the rest of them, they were smart guys and talented guys. Or, in Dr. Dre's case, he was just a producer, a dancer in the group, And look what they took the culture to. Even though what they were saying about the police was absolutely true. But that's where the money got poured in. And that's why. Oh my goodness. Oh. It's bad, y'all. It's bad.
Known as a gangster. And DJ Yella was even further from that image. Yet the image proved highly successful. It sold millions of records, filled arenas, and helped make the group famous around the world. Some critics believe this period served as a test run for a business model that would later be used on a much larger scale. By the time the 1990s arrived, the industry already had a blueprint, financial backing, and new figures ready to build powerful entertainment brands. Diddy became one of the most important people in that movement. Today, the situation looks very different. Diddy is being held at MDC Brooklyn, a facility that has received criticism over its conditions and management. He has remained there since his arrest and could stay there for years unless future legal developments change his situation. At the same time, rumors continue to circulate about whether Diddy is sharing information with federal prosecutors. Some people claim he is cooperating, while others say there is no proof of that. His attorney, Mark Agnifilo, has publicly stated that Diddy is eager to testify and may be difficult to keep off the witness stand.
Y'all see how far this rabbit hole is starting to go? I mean, it's all by design. None of it is by accident. You see, none of it. And this is what y'all should be reacting to. I would hope that you understand that there's something in the music when all your music is talking about violence and getting a bag and not caring about love and like a dog pissing on every fire hydrant. You got babies all over the place. All that stuff brings up an energy that those guys, those executives wanted you to promote. Just like on the plantation. You know, when they made brothers sleep with their mamas. That's why, thus you have the word motherfucker. Okay? Thus you have that word.
Speak publicly about events connected to his case. Supporters of the rumors speculate that if Diddy were willing to provide information, he could discuss people, meetings, and business dealings from decades ago. They believe such testimony could revive old allegations that have never been proven. However, it is important to note that these claims remain speculation. No federal charges have been announced against Clive Davis, and no public evidence has confirmed the long-running rumors.
Well, and now he's dead. So, I'm just saying, y'all. I'm not gonna, go into that. You just think of Clive what you will. I just know that he served a different purpose that they wouldn't dare. Nobody would dare talk about. When I'm talking right now, they're not gonna dare talk about that. They just gonna talk about, he's responsible for the career of Sly and whatever. But they're not gonna talk about him being sent, him stealing the money. Allegedly, he pled guilty to it. And all that money that they stole from CBS, because he had a vision of corporations was going to get bigger and bigger, and we're going to use the music, which we know that these people control. So they control our energy, and we can't have this. Got to get rid of all that stuff. Get rid of those albums. Take that music off those diamond stylists and off that melanin. Take it off. And let's give them some fake shit that drive their brain whacked while you listening to them and the artists sell destruction that's happening in our community. We know what's in the bodegas and the stores here. We don't need that. We don't need them to, exploit that. Talk about something else. That was a design, y'all. Now, if you like playing follow the leader, then keep it up. But if you an independent thinker, then you'd be like, I don't want to be trained for the slavery 3.0. I don't want to be trained the same way we trained before. I don't want to be a part of that. So I got to free my mind so my ass will follow. you know. And I'm not gonna stay here too long. And I think that's, But what say you? Y'all tell me what y'all think about Clive Davis and his death. And like I said, I'm not just gonna sit up here and speak ill of the dead. But I know I've been around long enough to see how he changed the music business. And a lot of people didn't know, but a lot of people did. And we were hungry anyway. And we just knew here he come like a Pied Piper, throwing money. And we paid for our destruction as a community. That's what Clive Davis, to me, part of his claim to fame is. Okay, so what say you? I like to hear your opinion. And if you like what you hear, please like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you in the next one.